Hello. Um, this is my first podcast. My name is Scripps from the Fresh Hot Popcorn Show here on the Alternation. We, I'm gonna be doing this solo today. I'm not gonna have my partner Jam. The topic I'm going to be talking about today is how I grew up to become the nerd I am today. What really got me into the stuff that I like now, and why I'm really attached to it. And the future podcasts will also probably be more in depth into each section that I talk about today. So, the first thing I'm really into is video games, and I would say that all started with that would probably have started with the Game Boy that I got, or the I forget, it was probably one of the older game stations where you stick the cartridge in and you blow into it and make sure it turns on. It's one of the first things that I started off with. It was a it was a good console. I really liked it. It was fun to play. It's one of my first, so obviously I'm gonna like it. And it got me into all the gaming I do now, from Xbox. I started off with the Xbox, so went to Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. It all started with that. I also played a lot of games with my uncles. My uncle showed me like the there's some zombie games. My Uncle D showed me like Mario and showed me like Super Smash Bros. And like Wario, a bunch of games they showed me. And honestly, my uncles were like the people that I looked up to for the nerdy stuff that I have developed over this time. The the next thing that I'm really into is just like superheroes and all that. That would definitely, I would say, probably come from my uncle. He was a huge, like, Marvel and Avengers and all of that. He had, like, a big old stack of, like, Blu-rays that he had in his room. He would just, he just showed me each one and he'd be like, you ready to watch this, blah, blah, blah. I had two uncles. I had my Uncle Brian, and his name's Devin, but I call him Uncle D. And my Uncle D liked to show me also Marvel movies and stuff too. He likes to really nerd out about them. He's autistic though, so he he can't really express himself that well, but it's fine. I really liked hanging out with him. He's so much fun. The I'd say probably my favorite things he would show me, my Uncle Brian, was horror movies, because I also got really into that from my uncle. Got really into horror movies from my Uncle Brian. He would show me he'd show me like these really scary horror movies. It would like it would terrify me, but like he would always try and like call me out. He'd be like, "You scared? Huh? You scared to watch this horror movie? I bet you're scared to watch this horror movie." I'd be like, "No, I'm not scared. I'm I'm a big I'm a man, you know?" And the so I just sit there and be scared, and eventually I just became immune to watching horror movies after a while. And I'd ask to watch more because I'd actually just be interested in horror movies at that point. So everyone thinks I'm weird, but I kind of just grew up on them. The The other thing I got really into was anime. I got the first thing I watched, like for movie wise, was Spirited Away. I really loved that movie. My dad showed me it when I was younger, and it was just fantastic. I watched Pokemon. I know people don't really consider that much of an anime, but I watched Pokemon. My dad gave me his Pokemon cards, and I really love them. He has like a bunch of rare ones, so I feel cool when I flex them to all the other kids. And my Uncle D actually showed me my first like show, like anime show. He showed me Full Metal Alchemist, which was a really cool show. It's very like gory and stuff, but I was already growing up watching like horror movies and stuff, so I was all fine with it. I thought it was really cool. I love the concept behind it too. It's one of my favorites. Um, so so yeah, it just really kind of sailed from those starting points. I got more into anime, got more into gaming. I got more into like superhero movies and like video games. I just got way I just kind of just blew up from all of that. Um so thank you for listening to my first podcast. I was I am Scripps, and the next podcast we are going to be talking about is most likely going to be the horror movies that I grew up on and how I started, what I started with, and just more into depth about the horror movies that I kind of started off with. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.